What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Dutch, the Black Non-Democrat. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about something that's probably a little overdue because I should have been talking about this, but I have a little bit of different take on a lot of content creators that has been talking about the Jada Pinkett, Will Smith, Chris Rock fiasco. So, if you guys literally want to hear what I have to say, stick around and I guarantee you will be entertained today because I do have my man, the average Joe on the line, and he will be helping me through this fuckery. What's up, player?
What up, player? Back at it again.
Yes. We were just up here talking about Mr. Jonathan Majors and his situation, unfortunate situation. Hopefully, that he's
Unfortunate.
been going through. Hopefully we still have a King the Conqueror out there.
Oh man.
All right, man. On today's video, though, or live, we're going to be talking about Mr. Chris Rock. He decided to wait an entire year to respond to the slap heard around the world, my brother. And that slap was last year at the Oscars that everybody and their mama seen live on TV. And after the live, everybody on social media blew up. I was at work at the time, and my coworker said, "Bruh, is this for real?" I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I looked at the clip and I said, "No, that's a skit, man. That's a skit." I said, "That's a skit," and got back to work. And then he said, "Bruh, I don't think this is a skit." I said, "What you mean? Let me see that thing again." So I seen it, and then I seen when Will Smith said, "Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth." Whoa, that's real. And then I seen Lupita's face in the background. I'm like,
Bro,
oh my
wasn't
god,
that joint uncensored?
it was epic. What
I
did?
was like,
Okay, let me ask you, Joe. How did you come upon the slap? That
I
shit,
think
this shit is like 9/11. Where was you at?
we gotta call Ja Rule. What Ja Rule?
hold on. What Ja Rule think about the slap?
we we got Ja on the line.
We got Ja Rule on the line.
Nah, bro. I was like, I seen it at? I think I saw it on I was on YouTube,
Mhm.
and
What
then it
time of
just
the day was it? Was it like when you woke
when
up?
was it? It was like it had to been like the next day, the following
Okay.
day, like because I just saw like they just said Will Smith because I think at that time people was trying to wrap their head around it like
Yeah.
was this a state like oh what and I was so bro I was like I was at a point where I was like nah this can't be real like not the Oscars like and now out of all people now Will Smith like nah that
Right.
can't be
Yeah.
but then after a couple times of watching that joint I was like over analyzing. I was like, yo, that sound. He slapped the mic and everything. That can't be no skit. Cause he walked up like Suge Knight and them, like he was like on some thug stuff. I was like, oh,
Hey,
my
bruh.
man said Sblink. I said, oh no, this was real.
That shit was, hey man, look, it was epic, and no one is going to be able to look. Everybody who's seen that slap has an opinion, right? Everybody.
Hmm.
But the person opinion, the only person opinion that actually matters is the person who received the slap. Am I right or wrong?
Mm, yeah,
And a lot of
yeah.
people are criticizing, and that's why I wanted to wait a minute to do my video on this or talk about it. A lot of people are criticizing Chris Rock for, still harping on this, being that Will Smith had, apologized a couple of times and he put out a movie. He's trying to just move on with his life. That's what they're saying. And he's just beating a dead dog. And, You know, it's just happened one time. He just slapped you one time, buddy. What are you so mad about? It was a year ago. Can you tell someone? Let me ask you this: can you tell someone how and when they should react to what happened to them, bro?
Nah. I mean, everybody take things differently. Some people like they brush it off, be like, it's whatever, it's a year. Some people they affected by it. Cause off of Chris Rock's take, it's like I can't imagine like being a man being slapped by another man on national TV with my wife, my daughter, with my ex-wife, wife, whatever, daughter watching.
My brothers.
It's like it hit him more hard the fact that he was a man and he felt like, I felt like I didn't do enough or I didn't do anything about it. But at the same time, as a businessman, he was smart about it. But at the same time, part of his manhood got, chipped away, like taken away from, like national TV. Like if he was like on the side, if it was like TMZ type stuff, it would be like, he tried to come at me, cameras picked it up, but this joint was in live, like HD and living color, like, and it's cut.
No pun
and it's
intended, in living color,
right? And bro, whenever you talk about the Oscars, that's the one moment. That's like the number one search probably moment of all. Like, it's not about the first black award winner or whatever. Not about no performances. It's always gonna come to.
Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? If you let's just test this real quick. I'm gonna search. I'm just gonna put in the search bar on YouTube Oscars, okay, and we're gonna see what comes up. Oscars.
Yeah, that pop up. That is sad, man.
I hit Oscars and I'm gonna hit search. Damn. The first thing to pop up,
bruh,
is Chris Rock. That's the first. Look, the second thing pop up is my man Jimmy Kimmel hosting this year.
Talking about it.
Yes, young. Like the first thing that pops up is Chris Rock. So I believe that's lit. And look, out of all the rest of the Jones, you got the rest of the new Oscars, but the first thing that pop up was who you see, Chris fucking Rock. Them talking about Chris Rock. And I believe this is probably going to, do you think, let's just answer the question that I put out there. Did Jada Pinkett and Will Smith deserve everything Chris Rock said in his special? I'm going to let you answer that, brother.
I definitely say it was worth talking about. And the way he broke it down, it definitely should have been addressed in that way that he addressed it. Because a lot of people really, I don't know, it's like I feel like a lot of people couldn't break it down in the way that Chris Rock broke it down, coming from somebody that actually got affected by that, what I'm saying, by their relationship, because he was coming from a place where he was emotionally traumatized by that. Let's just go ahead and put it out there, and the way he threw it out there at his comedy specials, you could tell it still hurts.
Yeah, it do.
And it's not nothing it's not giving away anything, but he did say in his comedy special it still hurts after all this time. So
when I say they deserve it, everybody's saying it, bro. Everybody, okay. you don't gotta be like, you don't gotta have I don't want to say no. Everybody pretty much know what he said.
And they look, if nobody ain't
you did that this Infinity War.
I don't know, because some people
I don't want to say Spider-Man died.
Oops. But no, I'll say do they deserve it?
Did they deserve it?
I'll say yeah. I'll say yeah.
Why do you think they deserved it?
Because it's bro, I understand that you talk. I mean, I understand that, what I'm saying, Chris Rock said something about your wife, but the first thing is he's a comedian. That's his job. And the type of comedian he is, he went as light as he could go. Chris Rock is I'm not just saying it just to say it, but bro, he's
a compliment, actually.
Bro, he's one of my top 5
G.I. Jane, bro. G.I. Jane is the shit. To get compared to G.I. Jane,
bruh, he could like Chris Rock break stuff down to a T. He could destroy you like just like that. But when he went with Jada Pinkett, I'm sure he did it in a way where he was like, I don't want to offend her, I don't want to offend Will. You know, that's my man. He run up for the Oscars. All
Hey,
this man
bruh.
said
Hey,
was,
bruh.
bruh, look. All he said was G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. I'm like, in what
And
context was
it
that
was a
offensive?
flyby joke, bruh.
G,
It wasn't
bruh,
even
bruh, G.I.
a
Jane,
it
bruh,
wasn't no meat. Yeah, he
right.
thought, I guarantee he just went out thinking, oh, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna get the Questlove. And then I
He,
guarantee he had a
yeah,
joke for Questlove, but he probably couldn't
bruh,
get to that at that point in time.
he had a joke for everybody. It's like,
But
you
that was
know
a
this man,
flyby joke, bruh. And
right,
this
right,
bitch, yes,
bruh.
fuck it.
He
This
could
bitch,
have, bruh. You know, you saw how he destroyed her when he hosted the Oscars a few years back.
mhm,
He went on her. He went on her for saying that they
rightfully
should
so,
boycott the
too.
Oscars.
Rightfully
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So when he went at Jada, he could have went at her from all angles. Like it's so much to talk about in Will Smith and Jada's like little situation. But all he
Mhm.
just said was G.I. Jane, who was a soldier in the war, who shaved her head off trying to prove herself as a woman. And she
Ooh.
gave that look. She was being real stink with the attitude, couldn't take the joke, say, just laugh for the camera. Then behind the camera, you could have went like, hey, bro, like, I didn't appreciate that. I got alopecia, like, and that kind of hurt me. But for some reason, you made the look that you made, and I don't know if we didn't see it, like we saw it off camera, like if Will Smith picked up on it, and he felt like I have to do something, or my wife's gonna look at me like I'm a punk.
Yep.
Because what some women out here do, most women, they look at their man like, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Oh, they was right about you. You are a punk. I'm married to a punk. And Will Smith felt like I had to be a man in this situation to defend my wife, but then you just made things way worse than what it is. Like,
And that
and yeah,
and that right there, bro. It just, do you think any type of, because I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, right? Hold on, let me do this real quick.
nah, I'm big on conspiracies.
Hit
everything is conspiracy. But yeah,
conversation. Let me see. Hold on, bro. I put this link in the chat, so if somebody want to come up and talk, they can. There we go. But the thing is, let's talk about Jada Pinkett for a minute. Chris Rock mentioned the Red Table Talk, okay, and he said something in his special that was, something to just think about. How a lot of people get cheated on, but how would you like it if the person who cheated on you took you to a conversation online and to put it on her show about her cheating on you to get your reaction? Like, who does that? And when it happened, I was looking like, why the fuck is she bringing this man on camera talking about, how did me fucking our sons, I think Joe fell off, but how me fucking my son's friend made you feel? That right there just blew my mind about that whole interaction. she You guys got to understand this. Just put yourself in Will Smith's shoes. You guys seen the video where he was just trying to tell her don't put him on camera. Look, my Instagram, my YouTube, it's my bread and butter. It's how we make our money, baby. I'm not trying to be on camera on your little shit right now. And instead of her understanding what Will Smith was saying to her as her husband, and this is where the submission thing comes in a play. And I talk about it all the time on my channel, how black women just will not submit to their men, black men. They will submit to the white man. They will submit to their white men like that. But that man was just asking her to just take him off camera. And what did she do? She put him on camera more. What? She put him on camera even more. I was like, wow. And you can see it in his face. You can see it in his face that the man was embarrassed, because I'm telling my wife, I'm sitting here trying to convey something to my wife, and it's not derogatory. It's not something to where I'm telling her to jump off of a fucking bridge. And welcome back, Joe. I'm just talking about when Jada Pinkett was filming Will Smith in his house, and he was telling her to, take me off camera. But she doubled down and basically said, no, I'm gonna continue to do what the fuck you asking me not to do, defying her husband. You see what I mean? This woman just don't give a fuck about Will Smith.
And I mean, it was already known from the jump, because she said before, like, she didn't want to marry this man.
Yes.
And it's clear.
Over what he said, $2 million on her 40th birthday, and she shitted on him, said, I ain't want that. What, bitch? Hold the fuck up.
It's crazy, man, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I really thought at one point, like, Will and Jada was like relationship goals.
Did.
And they made it to where it was like they really sold that, like, and there's no telling how many years they went through what they went through. It was just like, not
what they went through, bruh. What he went through. He was going through this shit. He was, shorty. She hit the fucking lottery when she got with Will Smith. I do believe that she didn't want to be tied down, and he should have believed her ass. I will give it, look, even though, I go on women and hold them accountable, it ain't like she ain't tell this nigga that I didn't want to do this. So at the end of the day, we can't even blame Jada.
Right. And then on top of that, Will had his insecurity issues with Tupac, and he even admitted it on What'd You Come. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Somebody said that the spirit of Tupac was in Will.
That was on the Marlon Wayans show.
Oh, that was I remember that. Yeah,
that was the Marlon Wayans show.
That man said Marlon. He said Marlon said this man was like. He said he even had that walk like it was like Tupac.
The duck walk.
And he said
the thing is, bro, she don't respect that man. And Earthquake said it. The comedian Earthquake, he was like, she don't respect that man. And a lot of people are like, and even Chris Rock, the way he conveyed that message. And I'm going to answer the question: Did Jada Pinkett and Will Smith deserve everything Chris Rock said in this special? I'm gonna say this: he didn't say enough. Woo, mic drop. He didn't say enough. Shout out to Tony Rock. Tony Rock is now brother.
Man,
brother.
That's my brother's keeper right there.
That guy. I wish he was my brother. You get what you get my drift, bro.
He ain't pulled no cut cards. He was like, I'm gonna say what I need to say, because I don't care who you are. If you want an Oscar, if you got millions of dollars,
he went hard for his brother.
Bro, he ain't pulled no cards, man. Like, he was like, look, I'm about to let you know, like, this is how I feel. And I'm sure everybody was like, where's Chris Rock? Why he don't have nothing to say? It's like, y'all gotta understand, Chris Rock is a professional first and foremost. Yes. Like, his career, the way his career, like, just over the years, it's like, I feel like what he did was probably the best move. Because it's like, don't throw all that away from a dumb mistake that Will Smith made on his pop. And what Chris Rock did was, like, he took a situation and just moved it to his comedy special. But the way he did it, it was genius. It's like, I'm going to just say what I need to say first, and then later on, I'm going to address it. Because I want people to wait. I want to say the best for last. But he actually could have turned that whole that whole situation into a whole special, like how you said Marlon did.
You want to know why I respect Chris Rock doing it
Mm,
the way he did it on this special?
mm,
It's because when he just check it, bro. Whole time I'm watching the John, I don't even think this is his best work. I didn't. Other than it being a special. Hold on. Let me see. Join the show now. I'm just sharing the show real quick.
mm,
But he did something that a lot of people think that he he went too far or whatever. No, he didn't. He didn't. The thing is, bro,
uh,
he addressed something that happened to him. And I get
mm.
tired of motherfuckers always telling you how to respond to something that happened to you. You see what I
But
mean?
boss, like the thing about it is, it's like comedy ain't comedy no more nowadays. Because people always say things. How far can you go in comedy? Back then, they went so far to the point where it made us laugh so hard to where it became like a classic. Like for us,
Mm-hmm.
you had like what I'm saying, Richard Pryor,
Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murphy, and
Martin Lawrence.
what's my man Paul Mooney. Definition of going too far. Like
Everybody want to be a
he
nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
for the protection, for the collection, for the connection. But like, but bruh,
My
this
man
man,
used to hold the mic like this.
right. And bruh, what comedy is, comedy, like my man, like my favorite comedian, like Bernie Mac, he said, I'm saying the things that y'all thinking but don't want to say. Like what Chris Rock is saying, like you said, Bama's always tell you, like, oh, you shouldn't feel angry, you shouldn't feel mad. I'm like, first of all, I can feel however I want. It's like y'all going against the First Amendment, y'all going against everything about freedom and our rights of speech and all that. But it's like I feel like he had every right to say what he had to say in that special. And I'm sure, like you said, he probably ain't said enough. It was a reason why he held back certain things. Maybe he wanted to talk about other things in his routine, but he should have went the whole show. He should have just talked about every detail of it. Because
we
Chris
were
Rock, he could break things down to an atom, bro. But
we were
it was
talking
his choice.
about Marlon Wayne's show. Like I said,
Hmm.
Marlon Wayans. Is it Waynes
Hmm.
or Wayans? I think it's Wayans.
Way in.
He
Look.
revolved his whole show around the slap, and I'm not going to give it. I'm not going. I'm not going to spoil for you because you haven't seen it, and you'll
Mm.
see what he did. But like I was saying about the Chris Rock joint, it wasn't that good of a show until the last 10 minutes. And I'm
I
trying to figure out, I was
yeah.
like, this nigga ain't say shit yet. Well, no, he was alluding to certain shit, but I'm like, this nigga ain't gonna say shit. So I'm just
Mhm.
watching and I'm watching. And then when he talked about the Beyonce Jay-Z shit, I said, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I thought he was just gonna jab it. I just thought he was gonna go get it with a jab, right? But the
Oh man.
nigga went in, bruh. He went. I said, I kept rewind. Oh, he going in. I'm by myself on a Saturday night in the living room. I'm like, oh, he going in. I set up, bro. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, he ending. Oh, he's gonna end this
Mhm.
joint with on
Mhm.
this note. And he went in. I mean, he talked about
Bruh.
Alcina, the entanglement, the red
Bruh.
table,
That
how many motherfuckers
right.
called Will Smith a bitch. He called his bitch a
But
bitch.
bruh,
Like
that wasn't
Jada
even
Pinkett. Whoa,
but
man.
bruh, that wasn't even like one it wasn't like one of his jokes. That turned into a rant. Like he was bringing
And it
bringing
was
that stuff out.
live, and they don't do dog.
Mm.
That is like a no to do a special live. Like
Mhm.
you will never, like every comedian will tell you, hell no, I will never do a special live. And
A
he only
special out of
fucked up
order.
one time. Is when he
Oh
was talking
yeah.
about,
The
the
joke.
joke and shit. I think he got ahead of himself first. He
Yeah,
had
that's
said,
yep.
yeah,
Yep.
he had said the punchline before the joke, and he said, "Oh, fuck the joke up." But the way he recovered was
Yeah.
stellar.
Yeah.
Like you
Cause
cut
it,
that out.
bro. It's like the way that he did it. He was like, oh, I had the joke on my head too, but it's like the way he did it. He was like, up, don't mess the joke up, and he meant to say it how he said. I was like, bro,
He said,
like
"Oh,
that,
I fucked the
bro.
joke up."
He like Chris Rock is at a point. He's like a class act, bro. Like he's up there to where he could do stuff like that.
It's
But
on
I
Dave
would
Chappelle level.
but I will say this though, like with this so what is it, selective rage, the
Selective
special
rate. And
selective rage.
it was titled just it was
Oh
titled
yeah, it
just
was,
right
bro.
because the whole
It was
title
like
was based
perfect.
upon Will Smith's being
Mm-hmm.
selective in his rating.
Yep. And he told him straight up. He said, out of all these people that called him a B, he said he picked the brother that he know he could beat. He
You know,
said this man played. He said this man played Muhammad Ali, and he said I play Pookie.
play Pookie, nigga.
And bro, like straight up,
Almost 40 years
I
ago.
I honestly say that I feel like his recent stuff. I say Tambourine was like the superior special, but this particular one was just it was aimed more towards everybody wanted to hear the Jada Will Smith
I'm
situation.
going to give you a revelation, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably get some backlash on this, or some people
Mm-hmm.
might go in the comment section and say, "What you talking about? You sound crazy."
They say you don't know what you're saying.
I never thought Chris Rock was that funny. I
I
never did.
mean,
Yes, he has his moments with me, but I never I did watch Bigger and Blacker back in the day,
mhm.
but
He
he's never that comedy, like Chris Rock comedy,
mhm, mhm,
never stuck to me. I'm a Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, Chris Tucker type of person. I'm
right.
Chris Rock never resonated with me. I do think he's funny, but I never thought he was funny. Does that make
I
sense?
ain't, no, I get it. I like honestly though, I really honestly don't feel like you're gonna get backlash backlash from any
Backlash, nigga,
backlash.
lash. Stop putting that C in there.
Backlash.
Don't you put that C in there, nigga.
It's not clash, it's like
Nigga said backlash.
yo, I am tongue twisted. But yo, I feel like you're not gonna get any heat from this because I did hear a lot of people honestly say that they don't think Chris Rock is funny. Like he caters to a specific type of audience. Like he's corny for a reason,
And
and
even look,
he's
check it.
more like a multi-racial
Check
crowd
it.
more than anything.
Check it.
Like
I
he,
do think I now check it. This is what I'm saying. I don't think Chris Rock is funny, not based upon the audience or what type of comedy he does, because I do think Jerry Seinfeld is funny as fuck. And he's
fun, yeah,
that, and Chris Rock is in that realm. He's with a lot of white comedians. He get that white humor. I love white humor. I love it, bro. Like Seinfeld, the show,
especially
Curb
the
Your
dry humor.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Bro, those are my fucking shows. I get it.
Mhm.
I just think that Chris Rock. Now, do I laugh at his shows? Yes. But remember when I was just telling you about Marlon Wayans? Like people are sleeping on this young man. This man is fucking genius. The way he puts together his show. And he just said on the Breakfast Club, he was like, my brothers, who Damon Wayans funny as fuck. I'm sorry.
But
Damon Wayans, like that guy is a fucking comedy genius. He said he was always just trying to get his brother's approval. And this last joint, which I will approve my damn self. They gave him his flowers, bruh. I know Chris Rock isn't that funny. Like funny to me is straight up saying shit. And I know people go say, well, Chris Rock do that. Chris Rock say shit for shock value. Like he'll say, you know, black people, we black people, but we ain't niggas. Ha ha ha. You know, it's like
was that it was like Because it's like he give off like, like the middle-aged black suburban, upper
Yeah.
middle class, high class, like white folk, black folk type thing. But it's like with him, I love Chris Rock because it's like he does have like a certain type of humor to him that I'm drawn to. Like I do like Bernie Mac, Paul Mooney. Like I have like a variety of audience, like
Who's your
comedian.
favorite comedian of all time? Everything.
So my number one favorite
Yeah.
comedian, or just okay,
Number one favorite comedian.
it's definitely a tie between those two, but I gotta say Martin Lawrence. Like
Martin.
Martin is it's between him and Bernie Mac. Like,
My favorite comedian of all time
mm,
has to be Dave Chappelle.
yeah, I knew you were gonna say.
It's gonna have to be Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle has a comedy. Dave Chappelle has a matter of fact type comedy. Dave Chappelle has his comedy is so intelligent. I love
It's clean and
it's
it's just
clean and he can walk you down a joke. This nigga, look, bro. I never seen a man or a comedian like tell a joke backwards.
I knew, bruh. I knew you was gonna get to that joint.
Fuck.
The little kick joke.
Yes.
He
He
said,
told a joke.
bruh,
He gave us the punchline first, and then
bruh, crazy. This man said, I'm gonna tell you how great I am. He said, I'm gonna give you a joke backwards. I'm gonna tell it in reverse. No, he said, I'm gonna give you the punchline first, and then I'm gonna end it with the same thing. So I kicked her right in the, and everybody was like, whoa.
yes, bruh. Like to
Bruh.
do that, like just check it, bruh. Let's just break that down. To do that, that means you have to articulate it. Like, bruh, you can write a joke, but can you write it backwards? That's a genius.
Can you give a punchline off the jump and then still make it funny?
Yeah, damn, the punchline is the beginning of the fucking
Bruh.
joke. Like, whoa.
And it's like we got so caught off guard by the punchline. We thought about this mama boy. He went over his white friend's house, Billy or whoever. He said, oh, my mom's is making Stouffer's. He said, what, nigga? He said, Stouffer's? I've never had that before. And we didn't even think about the punchline. We was like getting into Stouffer's, his friend's house, setting up the table stuff. And then this man was like, got into the joke and then said the punchline. Everybody was like, bro, like,
and my
he's the only dude that can do this.
My second best comedian is Eddie Murphy, young. Eddie Murphy. Okay, if I put aside Dave Chappelle, let's just put him on the shelf real quick. Eddie Murphy has, and a lot of older people, I mean younger people wouldn't get it because Eddie Murphy, and I hope Netflix just throw this nigga $100 million to do a fucking special. I hope before Eddie Murphy dies, he bless us with another special. Because he ain't done a special in damn near 30 years.
Bro, it's
you gotta understand. Eddie Murphy has a type of comedy that I really can't even fucking explain, bro. It is so like he be I can't even explain it. Eddie Murphy, say you walk up to him, right? And something's wrong with your clothes, right? This Eddie Murphy, he'll be like, so you just gonna wear that shit like that? That's what you're gonna do? You just gonna come out the house and wear that shit. And the way he would tell somebody,
right?
Like Eddie Murphy is like
he's so clean. He's so
yes.
It's like, bro, like
the fucking Joan he did at the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew he was about to say what he said. He said, let you guys know, give you some advice about being an actor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes. Always be on time or something. He said, and keep Will Smith's wife name out your motherfucking mouth. Like, what?
That's it. That's all. Hey, bro, I'll compare Eddie Murphy's comedy to Denzel Washington's acting. just
Great,
take
great example.
just
Great
take
example.
just take Denzel's acting. Like if you peep, it's so natural. Like he interacts with people so natural. He'll have a conversation. He's like, "Oh," he said, "You drink coffee?" He said, "Decaf." Oh, okay. I'll see you later on. Back. And it's like it seems so unscripted. I'm like, bro, how does he do it?
And
It makes it feel like the script is part of his conversation. But
man,
like with
and
Eddie Murphy,
he
he,
embarrassed your ass. He will
bruh,
embarrass your ass.
Eddie Murphy he'll go down from the top of your head to the bottom of your shoes. He was like you said, he'll just be like, he said tied with laces, butterfly laces. He said, I don't know who do that no more, but like it's like he's so quick with it and so natural. It's like, bruh, the
It's like he
dude is
can pick
clean.
up on certain shit that we don't see, and then when he see it, he points it out like your shoestring untied. Like it looked like Eddie Murphy will make your shoestring being untied funny as shit.
Bruh, he'll turn that joint. He'll be like tell you like dirty laces, butterflies, and all that. He said,
So I tell you that I didn't think Chris Rock was funny. You know, I'm not a big Chris Rock fan. Like he's not even in my top 10. But that last 10 minutes, of that show, that special, when it dealt with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, I think that just trampled everything I thought about the man's comedy. Like he really went. I want that guy for 30 minutes.
that's prime Chris Rock because he ain't been prime in a minute. Like all his other show, Kill the Messenger. What's that? Big. What's
Like I
that?
like the joke
Big and
when he
Black.
said, um, if what did he say? He say if Bill Gates woke up with Oprah money, he'll fucking jump out the goddamn window. And I think he said if he woke up with my money, he'll jump out and I'm rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I mean, when he did specify black people from niggas, I like that. You know, like
Bruh.
he has moments, but he's just not Dave Chappelle to me. Like Dave Chappelle will be fun, like he's funny. Like Dave Chappelle tells stories. Like, oh my
Well,
god, like I can just listen to that man for days.
because I ain't gonna lie, like it's like the older I got, the better I understood Dave Chappelle to where I was like, he has to be
Yeah,
like
you
in the
have to
top
be
five.
mature.
Because I was at an age where I did have like my favorite comedians. Like, I still think Martin is amazing. Like he's my
Oh,
dude. Bring him
I
back.
forgot. Martin
Great,
is my
great,
third. Martin is
great.
my third.
But it's
And
like the
Martin
old
has the best
right,
show to ever grace
bruh, crazy, bruh.
fucking. Did you
And
see the reunion show?
I didn't. I didn't get a chance to.
Bro, you gotta watch it. It's that shit go bring back so many motherfucking memories, boy.
Man. And bro, it's like when I grew up, it was like, yo, I'm watching Dave Chappelle show, and I was like, I get it. That's why everybody was saying I was like, yo, what's about this show to everybody? I grew up, got older, got wiser, and I said that's why Dave Chappelle is the great. I was like, that's why Paul Mooney is like the best of the best. All these comedians that I overlooked when I was young, of course, because I was a kid, like I laughed at silly stuff. But the older I got, I started to better understand, like, where they were coming from. I was like, bruh, they are geniuses, man. Like,
Yes.
I'm watching Dave Chappelle's comedy routine. Like, this man went into talking about what was it? It was something he's talking about his friend Daphne, like the woman who was the trans woman. Like he was sounding like the LGBT community. He said they trying to
Stumbling
come
over
out.
your words there,
Right,
brother.
right. They said don't tread lightly, brother. He said we coming for you too. I'm like, I ain't got no net worth. I don't have no net worth. But y'all
Yeah.
look, it's like the way he described it was genius because he was like, before y'all come at me, let me tell y'all a story about my friend and the relationship that we had. And
He
the way he
correlated
told
that.
it, he put it in a whole new perspective to where it was like, yo, they had no choice but to respect this man because he said he comes out to everybody. Comedy is like it don't feel alive anymore, like because everybody's walking on thin ice, being careful what they saying, and it's like that's why we don't have upcoming greats no more because everybody's trying to be they too sensitive and they like I don't want to hurt no feelings and all these groups and stuff. It's like no, they was like I don't care if you cancel me. He said so what?
I think that's where somebody said the other day, I was listening to something and they said comedy is going to become like remember when they had prohibition and you had the speakeasies and shit, you had to go in and they had to sneak liquor and shit. They're going to after a while you're going to have speakeasy fucking comedy shows where
Bruh, it's gonna be bootleg.
yeah, like
Like the underground
you
circuit.
when you go at the comics, you now because look, we have in our lives real life shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, we at work, we in our own lives, we dealing with bills, we dealing with this, we dealing with that. So comedy is supposed to be a relief for that from that. Like how I watch wrestling, right? Like when I watch wrestling, everything else is fucking it's called suspending your disbelief. You see what I mean? It means I can sit there and look at Roman Reigns be all he can be and fight. But it's a simulation, but it's fake. But right then and there, I'm believing all of this shit because it's taking me away from all life's fuckery. And that is what comedy's supposed to do. We're supposed to go into that realm understanding that all conventional fucking shit is out there. I am here listening to this comic tell jokes about out there. You see? About out there. And I think that's what Jada Pinkett failed to realize that night at the Oscars when she rolled her fucking eyes and basically told Will Smith to go handle that. And that's what he did.
So Ed, let me ask you this question. Who's the one to blame, Jada or Will, for what happened?
Jada is Jada because Will Smith yes, it's Jada. Because Jada controls Will Smith. You see? Jada controls Will Smith, and at the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, he's not his own man. He's not a man. I lost a lot of respect for Will Smith that night. I did a whole nother channel called the Urban Motivation Society. That was a stupid ass fucking idea. But I still have the channel up, right? But I did a lot of stuff based off of Will Smith's quotes, and it's all bullshit now because he is a bitch ass nigga. I lost a lot of respect for him based on him not being able to control his wife. And at the end of the day, bro, that is where Will Smith is going to end up unless he divorced this chick. Give her half, bro. You can make that back in 2 movies. But at the end of the day, as long as he's with Jada Pinkett Smith, he's going to be a simp as beta ass male. But that's all I got. That's all we got for today's show. I'm gonna let my man Joe go. I gotta go myself. And on top of that, people, y'all always stay unplugged from false narratives. Joe, I'm gonna give you the last word. I think Joe is.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out and say that just choose your battles. Don't let anyone, I don't care if it's your spouse or anybody, you gotta be your own man and just say, you know what, how's this gonna affect me and my family and the whole career?
Yep.
And yeah.
Until the next time, people, I appreciate you coming through. And on top of that, like I said before, stay unplugged from false narratives. I'm out. Y'all be safe. Catch you on the next one.